All right, we're going to kick this thing off right now. Hello and welcome to our enablement session. My name is Andy, and I'm excited to be your host. Today. I'm going to kick things over to Sassan. Welcome.
All right, thanks, Andy. Thank you for attending this CES session today. In artificial intelligence, there are different terms that we all heard. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks. It's good to look at how they relate to each other. I'm sure by now you have been using AI in different apps, but then we need to kind of look at how we can use AI in product development process. In industry, AI still has a way to go, and the numbers speak for itself. Manufacturing companies are struggling to turn potential of AI into business value at scale. 40% think AI that not trustworthy. 92% of organizations, they don't have the expertise. And then, so we definitely need to kind of address all of that. So AI in industrial application differs significantly from AI used in homes or other commercial settings. It must meet the rigorous requirements and standards for the most demanding industrial environments. In short, AI in industry must be industrial grade. When you look at existing large language models, they're able to work with different ways of expression: text, image, audio, video, code, even nowadays. And that's what understood as modality. Systems trained on text can understand and write text. Some systems are trained as multiple modal systems. And they could, for example, understand written text, reply with combination of text and images. Now let's look at and enter the engineering and manufacturing world. Those engineering domains have their own language: a system design, mechanical design, simulation, BOM. The LLM must mostly not be trained in those modalities, and in most cases, the training the data for those modalities would not be available. So that's where Siemens comes in, and Siemens can really expand on leveraging LLM by working those augmented models into their digital solutions. So in short, Siemens, 3 levels of maturity models that you have: analyze, optimize, and generate. So analyze is help me to understand the current state, to be able to make a better trade-offs, show me where all the open ECOs are, and then create some new ideas and design. So those are the capabilities now. It's available with embedded AI capabilities in Siemens solutions. AI is a strategic priority across Siemens Xcelerator portfolio. There's a lot of investment going on there, and you're going to see release after release with new capabilities. Solutions are focused on generating content designed with enhanced user productivity, automation, optimization, search with discovery capabilities. And Siemens employ a range of AI technologies and methods to implement those solutions. The tech stack is modern, continuously evolving, and Siemens has partnership with OpenAI, Microsoft, Amazon, AWS. So let me show you some examples of AI implementation in Siemens product. We'll start with Teamcenter. So Teamcenter AI Chat is one of the early introduction of AI into Siemens products. So it's an AI-powered chatbot that enables you to query document-based product knowledge, manage in your PLM environment. It utilizes powerful large language models, AI-powered question answering services. Using natural language, you can pose questions to the chatbot and receive responses that are grounded in your company's data. It also provides links to the source files that inform its responses. And this video shows an example of how Teamcenter AI Chat responds to a set of user queries related to solid-state contactors. Notice how Teamcenter AI Chat provides clear and focused responses to those questions, along with direct link to the standard document that informed its responses, all within a couple of seconds. So it goes through mass amount of data to get you that information, which is not really easy to go through hundreds of pages of information on that. So a very compelling feature with AI is with visualization, AI for visual scenes generations and voice to text with summarization with Teamcenter Teams app that we're going to show later a little bit on that. The new feature AI Chat again brings power of large language models into the core foundation of Teamcenter. Teamcenter Classification AI accelerates the part classification process. This is another example of how AI was introduced into different modules and capabilities of Teamcenter. So by bringing the power of machine learning into PLM core process flows, it utilizes an AI engine that learns from classified objects in Teamcenter and aids classification tasks, reducing up to 90% of efforts for classification tasks. So this video shows an example of Teamcenter Classification AI suggesting classification for a face milling cutter. Once classified, of course, implementing classification module and then setting up your classification in the company and then start embedding AI to it. Then once classified, most of the part data is pre-populated and the user simply reviews and validates the data. So this is another great example of partnership between Siemens and Microsoft. With Microsoft Teams, this video walks through example of problems reporting workflow using Teamcenter for Microsoft Teams. From identification of the problem to reporting it via the app and driving the resolution across the globe in different locations, as you can see in this example. So the problem was the frontline workers just simply had issue on the manufacturing shop floor. They look at the issue, the problem, and then they find the problem. They go to the system and they start generating a problem reports. So Teamcenter for Microsoft Teams brings Teamcenter to cover your palm, your hand, and your app right on the shop floor, allowing users such as frontline workers to capture and report problems in real time on any device using natural language and generative AI. And with adding pictures, images, videos, and have different languages. And then in this case, this implementation is powered by Azure OpenAI services. So the Microsoft team-based app enables users to dictate the description of problem and then auto-populate some of the information, as I mentioned, and then send it across the globe to another design activities or design engineers working on it. Engineers can easily see the issue, having all of that information, and then get some suggestions from AI in NX that I'll show you later, and then send back the the solution back to the shop floor in other location. They can easily look at the new design or new process and then be able to address the issue. So very, very powerful combination of services and capabilities. Example of AI embedded into CAD. So in this example, for example, it's engineers will say, well, how do I perform a task in NX? So AI-powered chatbot enables language again query of NX documentation and provides suggestions. So it has access to all the NX documentation, and you may also add your own company best practices and knowledge articles into the mix, and then the system will go through again, look at hundreds of pages of documentation, requirement documents, and then find the information much faster and easier to give you the answer that it requires. It also provides the links and suggestions for the needed NX commands. Very powerful. In other, let me show you another example here. This is shows a standard workflow that the user performs on a complete task needed to make a cavity and core for more tooling. So modern architecture that consists of user interactions and can detect the command repetition, you can see in this video, as far as giving the capabilities to collect data while the user interacts with the system, and then use this data as a steady source of training for future, and then provide the best choice or set of choices as based on what the user has done in the past. So this can be kind of capturing the tribal knowledge into the system, and then the next designer engineer comes in, they can take advantage of that best practices which are found in the company. It also serves one or more choices to correct the order that will be more suited for current task as determined by their success in the past. So what other benefits in this command prediction that can be seeded with your company's workflow as a starting place to enable the novice users to perform at the expert level from day one? Very powerful. So this is another example to say, well, how do I reduce command search and get the best result for myself faster in this case? So again, the embedded AI capabilities in NX gives you an efficient way to find and open commands to a newly enhanced search with adaptive learning. Advanced search features evolves with usage. So as you use the system more, it kind of tracks your behavior and what are your common searches or areas you like to see, and it just keep learning and gives you better and better information. So using the control space keyboard Xcelerator, you can have a quick find and enter launch commands, and then you can use arrow keys to navigate through the results for clear suggestions from the set. So this is another good example of identifying perform operations on similar faces. So the engineers wants to do that. So in this video, you can see the ability to train and use in an ad hoc fashion the ability to find faces based on the topology that is similar to help increase end user productivity. The bigger benefit is the companies to train and set up the ability of the user to grab standard groups of faces from the design based on reusable input that allows your designers to reuse the same definitions. So you can see, you can identify geometrically similar regions with machine learning enabled region recognition. And then in this example, you can see the region recognition and an ability to perform operations on similar faces. Ability to find and select similar faces across multiple components, develop custom checks to perform validation of similar regions with Checkmate integration. Checkmate is another kind of advanced module with NX that you can add. And then machine learning models for commonly searchable region. So again, another example of this one that's try to perform operations on a similar face families that AI will help the engineers to do that. The enhanced AI Copilot brings together multiple functionality into one powerful interface. The BOM Copilot streamlines your bill of material workflow significantly. In this example, we start by enabling natural language search with a toggle and typing a conversational phrase into the chatbot. as I mentioned. Again, this is taking advantage of all the information you have. So open the search results, view the bill of material, then after opening the PDF specifications, attach to the assembly item, launch the Copilot to see the available options. We now can focus the Copilot on the currently open document. So again, the document can be hundreds of pages, but it goes in there and summarize the document. And then you can ask him to delve deeper into the document with more detailed questions. So mainly in the natural language, you type a question and it goes through a large amount of data and then try to get you the information. Of course, with any AI engine, there's always we need to check. A human have to check the data results that gets in. So it's getting better and better, but it's not always 100%. So that's one kind of caveat I'd like to mention. The same thing with when you use ChatGPT and others. You always have to check the result that comes out. So notice the efficiency of searching the content of this document, which is more than 100 pages. And then the responses are clear, precise, greatly enhancing the productivity of engineers. Then you can adjust the prompt to generate responses in a suitable format to process further. Here we generate a tabular output, for example, that comes in. You can ask how the data you want to perform, how you want to output to be. So definitely the AI engine will give you that information. And then next we can turn the Copilot to focus on bill of material, start enabling the 3D viewer as you get into visualization part of it, and enter an instruction in natural language to filter the loaded bill of material structure. And again, these are all the power of Teamcenter, these markup visualizations all into, and then bringing and connecting AI into it. So that's the kind of the capabilities or power that Siemens was able to bring in a lot of those AI engine working with Microsoft, OpenAI, and Amazon in different product line. So in this case, you see that notice the Copilot responses to instructions and applies the correct filter. And then in Teamcenter 2506, which is newly released, the new Copilot enables a highly productive interactions with data in Teamcenter. All right, and then lastly, even for the last example, I just wanted to show the manufacturing example. We saw Teamcenter, we saw NX. In every of the applications, you're going to see some AI capabilities embedded, and in CAE area, in heat and others. That I didn't go through the whole list of applications, but I just gave you a flavor of it. But in this case, let me show you the manufacturing examples. The process simulate Copilot integration. So answering questions as a conversational assistant, right? So you already have a model designed, so you go, and Copilot is integrated within the process simulate. So you can ask questions, provide me a description of the simulation operation. And then it goes through the system and gets you the information. And then you can ask, provide potential collision sets based on robot cell layout. Again, looking at the process simulate engine plus the natural language capabilities embedded into the whole process, it allows this type of interactions with the system, which was never done before. And then you can tailor the study more and more, deeper, and this will definitely speed up the learning, reduce errors, and go through the large amount of data quickly, especially with getting support from the AI engine. So in some of the real examples of AI usage, Siemens Energy, for example, challenge was how to keep turbine blades cool in order to prolong their life. So Siemens Energy performed optimization studies using Teamcenter. The more parameters varied and more computationally expensive the simulation is, the longer the study take, fewer design can be evaluated during design. Now combining physics-based simulation and AI-based simulation to accelerate this capability. In this study, they were able to do 34 design variables with the goal of improving the cooling performance and reducing blade peak performance, that you can see the results here. And Hyundai Motor Group compares driving performance targets by using benchmarking data from their neural network. So develop a neural network to define requirements at concept stage, use AI to efficiently analyze parameters and suggest optimized configuration. And then use Teamcenter product and Teamcenter engineering services to streamline sensitivity analysis, resulting in 94% reduction in parameter optimization. So let's walk through the 3 key capabilities of new Teamcenter AI Copilot in 2406 release. First, chat with document collections. We talked about Teamcenter file directly accessing the AI. Users can interact with document collections similar to popular AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini. The single document focused and then the BOM focused features. So we can use the Copilot to efficiently accelerate, unlock the AI powered insight from the data in Teamcenter documentation, making information more accessible. With an architecture that accommodates a variety of AI models and vendors, you have several deployment options to select from based on your company's AI policies and vendors. Top of the line AI stacks from industry leaders and Amazon, Microsoft, OpenAI are all supported. And then as far as the roadmap, started with 2406, Siemens introducing AI chats for conversational AI capabilities, and then moving to 2412, launched a natural language search functionality to enable conversational query and also extended support to newer models. Most recently, Teamcenter 2406, they introduced a new AI Copilot that I showed some examples of it that includes AI chat capabilities, and more exciting AI capabilities are planned for Teamcenter 2412 and beyond releases. So in summary, some takeaways in the last slide is AI is there is a lot of kind of training requires in companies. So AI engineering needs expertise. So the companies have to really start investing in their AI strategy and then really train their engineers to use AI across the board. So Siemens brings a deep engineering expertise to AI, delivering secure, scalable solution embedded directly into design and PLM workflow. With Teamcenter Copilot and AI Chat, users gain powerful tools for document search, BOM analysis, issue reporting. And then and lastly is in industrial AI isn't just about chat, it's about decisions. Give you enough information across your company data to be able to make you a better decision. So let's make AI in product development not a future promise, but today's competitive edge.
With that, thank you everyone for joining us today, the day right before July 4th weekend. So appreciate your time. Hopefully, Sassan was able to share some insight and get you to think more about AI and how it can help you and your team in product development.